So Sunday night game, we've got Bears and Rams.
It's the Rams. It's not even fucking close. Even if they were starting Justin Fields, the Rams would beat the Bears. The Rams are so superior to the Bears in basically every facet of the game. The Rams have one of the best defenses in football. The Bears have a very good defense, but we've talked about it before. They are aging. They have released some guys that
They're not the Bears defense of a year ago,
they are
2 years ago.
They are not. And that Rams defense is almost the same fucking group, with the exception that they lose John Johnson and Troy Hill, who come over to the Browns, who are going to be vital pieces for us.
Yeah, Donald's going to be eating Dalton's ass all day.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, is they're starting Andy fucking Dalton as QB1. I still don't understand. I mean, okay, I get it. He's a rookie. Sit him, let him learn. Andy Dalton is not a fucking starting quarterback in this league anymore.
Okay, I go back to the Seahawks. They brought in that former Packers quarterback to be their starter, traded a second-round pick for him, and drafted Russell Wilson in the same year, I believe.
Yep.
Russell beat him out. He was just the better player as a rookie.
And Russell started.
You got to go with the better player. I understand sitting a rookie quarterback, but usually that's if there's questions in that rookie starter and you actually have a solidified starter in place. Dalton is an average at best starter at this point in his career on a not so good offense, and you have a guy that clearly outperformed him in the preseason and is clearly outperforming him in practice. You got to go with the guy that gives you the best chance to win, unless you are expecting to just have a losing season, and this is part of a rebuild. And I don't know that they've committed to that. I don't know that Nagy's committed to that, because I think Nagy thinks that he's going to be there. He should be. He should be fighting for his job, and it doesn't seem like he's fighting.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's fighting for his job. Why are you not playing your best quarterback?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense, and that does not play well in a locker room at all. Play your best fucking players. Guys in the locker room can see who is the better quarterback. They can see what's happening. And you playing Andy Dalton for some unknown reason is not going to sit well. Like, it's
players are going to get disgruntled after a couple losses,
and it's going to happen fucking quickly.
Yeah, and then like you said, the Rams are just overall a better team. Even if Fields is playing, I still have the Rams winning this game.
Yep. Defense
is one of the best in the league, and their offense, there is optimism for them having a very good offense. Stafford is in a better situation now with a team that seems like they want to win. The Lions never seemed like they really wanted to win.
Nope.
And then you have two receivers in Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, who I think are both going to be over 100 catches, over 1,000 yards this year. It's kind of a no-brainer. That's why the line is Rams by 7.5.
Yeah, Rams by a ton.
Yeah, so kind of a no-brainer pick here. Rams should win this one if you're looking to bet.
Now it does hurt the Rams offense to lose Cam Akers, but I think Sony Michel can come in and help kind of revitalize his career and provide a nice little 1-2 punch with Henderson for that Rams back.
And I think Henderson is someone that people have slept on a little bit. I think he's a better running back than was given credit for. I think he still will be their lead back. He's a good receiver as well. And that Michelle, I think, has the opportunity to come in and possibly win the starting job, but not right away. I think Michelle will be a part of the offense for sure. It's a good spot for him to revitalize his career, but I'm still leaning more on Henderson as being the main guy there. And yeah, that's the running game is going to be less necessary for them because of how good their passing offense can be.
Yeah, and Stafford's a stud. I mean, I get it. He was a Lion. Everybody calls him Pad Stafford. He was a baller. The dude has so much fucking talent. I don't know why people hate on Stafford so much.
You got to think he's just got to be, so goddamn excited to be out of Detroit. Like, I'm sure that, he loves the Detroit fans and stuff like that, but just the way that team was run, never really giving them an opportunity to be that great. You waste talents like Megatron and stuff like that, and now he's going to a place that's like, Yeah, we're committed to winning.
And
We
when they
do a
were
lot
good,
of roster moves and stuff like that to bring in veteran players that are good, and we're making moves to make our team better because we think that we have a chance every year to make a deep run in the playoffs. And finally, he gets to be part of that atmosphere. He's got to be overjoyed.
yeah. And when they were good in Detroit with Caldwell as their coach, they went 10-6, and they fucking fired Caldwell. Like, if you're 10-6 as the fucking Lions, that's a good goddamn year. How the fuck do you fire him and bring in another failed coach from New England? It didn't make sense. I'm happy for Stafford. Rams roll the Bears in this one.
Yep.
And then Monday night, Ravens, Raiders. So kind of preface this on the last episode that this was my upset pick. I think the Raiders beat the Ravens on Monday night. Talked about it before.
The line still has Baltimore winning, but I don't think that this game is that far apart. I think the Raiders absolutely have a good opportunity to win this game.
Yeah, so the line is 4.5 right now. Now, if the Raiders, I think for sure are going to cover. That's why I made it as part of my parlay. But I think they can win this game. It's the first Monday night game of the year. It's the first time you're in Las Vegas, getting fans in your stadium. And the Ravens have been so banged up, man. I really like the Raiders here. Like,
so that's the thing is that Derek Carr is what he is. Some people think he's way better. Some people think he's not very good at all.
I think he's mid-tier.
Yeah, he's mid-tier with arm talent to push him higher. On top of that, you've got some receiving options in Waller. There's a wide receiver for them, Edwards, who I think is actually going to lead the team in receptions out at wide receiver that people are sleeping on. I just dropped him in our fantasy league. But they have running options in Jacobs, and also they brought in Kenyon Drake, so two talented running backs. And then
guys who do different things as well, so that helps create multiple options in the backfield.
And their defense, it's not the best, but right now the Ravens offense has become very one-dimensional. They don't have receiving options really because they're hurt.
Yep.
You've got Lamar Jackson, who's not much of a passer. I mean, he's getting better, but I think we've almost seen his peak. He's more of a running guy. You've got running back issues where Gus Edwards, I think, is going to go in there and he's going to be fine, but you're making that offense a little bit more one-dimensional. The only parity in that offense is the fact that Lamar Jackson can shake things up with his running capability, but you can't solely rely on that.
No, you spy Lamar and you double Andrews and make anybody else beat you.
Yeah.
I think that's a recipe to beat these guys, and I think anybody in the league could do that at this point. Like, they're so
Maybe
one-dimensional.
not the Texans, but
okay, yeah, probably not the Texans or the Jags, but like they're so one-dimensional right now. I think the Raiders legit. Like, I'm not saying this just because I am a Browns fan and I fucking hate the Ravens. I legit think the Raiders have a chance to pull this off. That's why I put them in my parlay to at least cover. I'm gonna take them straight up as well. Give me the Raiders on Monday night.
yeah. Now the Ravens did exactly what was predicted on this pod.
100%.
Before people were talking about it, Le'Veon Bell's brought in. He practices with them.
Drink for the 100%. And if you are not listening to the Lineman Lounge to figure out what's about to happen, you fucking should be, because this man over here called it to the T on where Le'Veon Bell was about to go.
The only place that gave him any interest, and it ends up being the Ravens, like we thought would be the case. All right. So yes, they brought him in, him and Devonta Freeman for a practice. They signed Bell. Now Bell is only on the practice squad right now, but that's one of those kind of paperwork moves, it seems like. So he's taking one of those practice squad positions where they can activate him on game day. It's like 3 players that they're allowed to. They actually said, I believe I saw something today saying that Harbaugh had said, like, it's not out of the question that he could play on Monday night.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
I'm not positive that he is.
I think he's gonna play,
but he might. And that adds a little bit more razzle dazzle to it. We still don't know what Le'Veon Bell has. I'm still not sold on him. I picked him up in our fantasy league just to be careful because I do have Gus Edwards as one of my running backs. So I want to hedge my bets there a little bit because they're, I think that Le'Veon Bell has an opportunity to all of a sudden become a little bit more of his old self and do some special things.
He's not even 30 yet.
But the chances aren't super high, but I'm willing to take that slight risk, that gamble on him. But I think Latavius Murray could also be an option for them here in the near future.
He could have been had the fucking Saints not screwed him over and cut him way too goddamn late.
Not this week, but I think that depending on what they see out of Le'Veon out of this week of practice, what they see out of Gus Edwards in the game, Latavius could be an option for them for sure. Going on next week, that's potential future. Just we'll see how this game goes. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that pushes. Let's say Bell comes in, he plays. That's not enough to push the Ravens over the top. Again, they're still that one-dimensional. Again, it adds a little bit more because Bell is known to be a good receiver. He's very shifty, but still, you are keeping the ball in front of your defense and not having to worry about being attacked through the air so much behind that front seven. So I still see the Raiders as, I mean, they're not the favorite on the line right now, but they are kind of like, my gut tells me the Raiders have every opportunity to win this game, and it would just be Gruden screwing the pooch, not allowing them to win this game.
He's gonna call Spider 2 banana one too many times, and the Ravens are gonna figure it out. But yeah, I'm not sold, man. I don't trust the Ravens right now. They're too hurt. Like, you see teams that are really good who get banged up and have bad years. The Eagles, the fucking 49ers. Like, this is not something new. It's not like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, they could work through it. No, injuries can derail a fucking NFL season. They have no practice together on that offensive side of the ball. They don't have a ton of weapons because they're fucking hurt. They haven't practiced together. Mark Andrews, I think, is going to be a stud. I hope he is, because I drafted him in fucking fantasy on several fucking leagues, because that's the only guy who Lamar can throw to consistently. Mm-hmm. But you can take him out. He is not a burner.
They have Marquise Brown, right?
Yeah, they have Marquise Brown.
Who's never lived up to his potential.
No, I was never sold on Marquise Brown. Now they have Sammy Watkins.
That's true. I think that he could see some targets this week, but Sammy Watkins is what he is now at his age.
Yeah,
so he's a possession guy.
Yeah, he doesn't scare me at all. And then Bateman is out with injury, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, give me the fucking Raiders. Let's go.
Yep, absolutely.